What's going on, everybody? I am JB and I'm back with another video dealing with these here cigars, and we have another review for you guys. This time we're doing the Punch cigar, the Rare Corojo, Magnum in the Robusto size, and we're talking about a 5.3 by 54 ring gauge in the box press. Yeah, that's what we're handling with today. And with the Punch Rare Corojo, we have a Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, a Nicaraguan Connecticut broadleaf binder, and in filler, we have long filler, by the way, of Dominican, Honduran, and Nicaraguan. So that's what we got going on with the Corojo. It is built to be a medium profile, and it was scored a 92 rating with the cigar aficionados out there. So this is supposed to be a pleasant smoke. All right, so like everything else, we're gonna cut into this guy. We're gonna light it. So what we sipping on tonight, guys, is some cherry Pepsi. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this guy and see what we're working with. All right, so let's take a look at that. Take a look at this cap. All right, so you see how where the line is here? So, and then there's another line up here. So this is a double cap. All right, so we're gonna cut up in this area here. Try not to cut too far because we don't want to unravel it. But that's where we want to get our cut. And when you get it where you want it, guys, you gotta mean it when you do it. All right, so this is what I took off. So you get an idea. You gotta mean it. Cut it like you mean it. With the cool draw, not tight at all, not too loose. So it just seems just good, just that perfect point for a draw. As far as what I'm tasting, guys, it's a hint of sweetness. Can't really pinpoint it, but it is pleasant. It's definitely pleasant. All right, so let's get this bad boy lit and see where we go. All right, guys, off the first draw, I've been sitting trying to see what I pick up, guys, if I pick up any notes at all. And as far as the review goes, they say that this has like a cherry type finish. The finish being that whatever, like the aftertaste, after you let all the smoke out, what you taste afterwards. I do taste a hint of it, you know what I'm saying, just very small hint of a cherry type note. Very small, guys. I've got mostly leather on this. That's what I'm getting. More of a woodsy flavor, but it's still that sweetness from the cool draw is still there. I just can't place it as far as what it reminds me of. But it's just this hint of sweetness, but not sweet, guys, like Kool-Aid sweet or candy sweet. You know what I'm saying? But it just like if you was to have a black coffee, just get an idea of the kind of sweet I'm talking about. If you was to take a black coffee and put just some sweetener in there, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't sweet, you know what I'm saying, but you could taste sweetness. I hope that makes sense. But that's kind of what I'm getting from here so far. So starting off with this one, and this could be from how I lit it. I was trying to be as even as I could with the start of light up. So you see it's kind of going off a little bit. Hopefully it'll correct itself and we can go from there. All in all though, the presentation of this wrapper is nice. Look at it, it's made well. And every cigar I've had, as far as the four that I've had with this brand, they have burnt differently. So I've had issues with the way it burned. And like I said, it could be me because I'm not the box press cigars, guys. Um, maybe it's me overthinking it, but it's a little different for me when it comes to lighting it. I think of it a little different way, and so it could be me. But as I let it sit, it's trying to even itself out, so correct itself. So that's good. This definitely pairs well with a soda. I have a Pepsi, cherry Pepsi, but definitely can tell it would taste good with the Coke, Dr. Pepper, or any of that if you was to have it with it. So don't necessarily have to be an alcoholic beverage. You can use soda. Yeah, that sweetness is still there. All right, guys. So that's what I got right now off the beginning of this punch rare Corojo. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna enjoy this for a minute. Find some on TV to watch, and I'll be back, guys. All right, guys, back here with the Punch Rare Corojo Magnum. And guys, allow me a moment just to nerd out a little bit about this here ash that we have here. Is holding up pretty good, looking pretty good, but the nerd out part, guys, is right there. I'm trying to get it where the light. You can see, okay, if you can look at it, it's like a little C that's made there, it's like a little curve. Well, so in the last review, I talked about how the cigar rollers used an entubado method where they basically roll the cigar filler into like tubes, and then bunched them all together. And that's how they bunched them before they wrapped them in the binder and then the wrapper. Because that's how a cigar is constructed. You got filler, then you got the binder, and then the wrapper. All right. Well, in this method here, guys, from how this ash is shaping on here and outside, you can tell what they did was they basically made a book and folded them over. So they packed them, laid them flat, then folded them over, guys, and then rolled them into that binder. That's what it looks like here. And so it's interesting to me, guys, just looking at how they roll it in order to get that draw that you get here. And like I said, the draw has been good. It hasn't been too tight or anything like that. None of the punch cigars that I've had required me to use my draw tool in order to make an airway. It's been good. Not as easy as a pull as the Cohiba Nicaragua that I did because the way it was rolled. So I can tell a difference in how they do the bunching in order to bring forth that airway, that airflow that we need in order to keep this guy lit. So just wanted to nerd out for a moment, guys. I hope you found that helpful or useful. If not, it's okay. Now, as far as the cigar goes, it was evening out in the burn as I was smoking through. As you see, it's kind of trying to get away from me, but we'll just see if it continues on that path or if it's going to get better. But guys, it's been consistent. Nothing changed for me as far as the flavor goes. Same old, still that hint of sweetness is still there. And like I said, it's been consistent so far. Nothing really spectacular as far as the flavor goes. So it's where we are. And despite the burn, ash holding up pretty good so far. And we're going to sit back and enjoy it some more. All right, so guys, just wanted to show you something. So you see I ashed this, and you see how there's like a little crater there? See, that lets me know, guys, that I'm going a little too slow. So I know most of the times I move too fast, and so you see a cone. If you see a cone, when you ash your cigar and you see a cone there, you're going a little too fast. You see it dip in like that, you're going a little too slow. So had to touch it up to catch it up. But we back rolling. All right, everybody, we back with the Punch Rare Corojo, and I finished my Pepsi, and so now we getting towards the middle of the cigar. We get into the second third already. I'm going to start pairing it with this Elijah Craig small batch Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I usually wouldn't ash it at this point, but I just want to see what we're doing with pace, and so I'm gonna ash it real quick. And when I ash it, guys, I don't hit it hard. I just roll it. Put it in the ashtray and I just roll it over. All right, so not bad, pretty even. So not too fast, not too slow. We right where we need to be as far as pace goes. Now I'm gonna blow out of the cigar to purge it. I know I've had this cigar mainly in the mornings and in the afternoons, but with that bourbon, guys, this is definitely an evening cigar, pairing it with the bourbon. I mean, it fits nice. I can see it now, just sitting back and relaxing, got my drink, a cigar, and I'm good to go. Good to go. Very nice. And as we're getting through the second, third, uh, the sweetness has gone away. Don't taste any more of the sweetness. Um, right now, just smoky. If I'm being honest, just smoky. A lot of the, you know, had a hint of the chart taste because of, like I said, just burning smoke and having to relight it. Kind of burning, kind of hot, trying to catch it up. But other than that, guys, it's still a decent smoke. Now, the Punch Rare Corojo is billed at $7.30 from the site that I bought it at. So about $7, a little over $7 per cigar. So it's not bad for the price point. I would definitely buy another one. It's a decent price for a cigar, and I think with $7, I mean you'll get what you know. What I'm saying, you'll get what it's worth. Definitely wouldn't this. I definitely wouldn't get this if it was like $12. Wouldn't. But for $7, yeah, I can rock with this. All right, you see where it's burning uneven? Well, that's who we are with it. Now, we can all put it onto how I lit it. So I'll give, like I said, I'm showing it some grace in that regard. But I'm gonna end up having to touch this up again because I don't think it's gonna catch itself up at this point. It's gonna cost it some because it was burning even, kind of went away, and so, but that's what we got. Anyway, let's continue on with the Punch Rare Corojo, and we're going to finish this guy up, and I'll come back and let you know what my final thoughts are. Cool? Cool. Alright, guys, we're back with the Punch Rare Corojo, and guys, as I get towards the end, and I call this the end, you see it started to burn off again as far as burn. I did retouch the cigar, but it still continued to just burn off. As you see where some is knocked off from the other. So it's not just a straight cone. It's burning faster on this end than up here. So that's an issue with the construction as far as when it got to this end part. Guys, the flavor is gone. And as it heats up like that, it comes with it. It heats up. The more it heats up, the more that flavor is affected. And so I'm not getting any of the flavor I was getting before, not even the leather that I was getting. It's the woodsiness, none of that is gone. Whatever sweetness was there has completely gone. And so that's what we got on this here with the Punch Rare Corojo. Because we're coming into the final third. And guys, quite frankly, I'm pretty much through here. Yeah. Yeah, ain't nothing, ain't no other flavor there. It's just smoke. Just smoke. All right, guys, I am through with the Punch Rare Corojo. So my final smoking time was an hour with the Punch Rare Corojo, and the score that I am giving this guy is a 4.0. It really lost points concerning the flavor. It got towards the middle, the sweetness was already gone or headed out towards the middle of the cigar, and you still tasted that leather. But as it got towards the end, it really started to heat up. It started to really lose points. There was no more flavor at the end, guys. Just smoke. And also when it comes to the construction and the burn. Now I did show it some grace, guys, considering the fact that I did try to account for the fact that how I lit it, which I think I lit it pretty evenly, but in the beginning it started to show where it was kind of going off. So like it could have been how I lit it. But then I had to retouch it a couple of times. And so towards the end, when it got to that last point, that's when it really started to burn wonky. As you saw, that one part of the cigar was burning faster than the other. And so it got kind of counted off with the burn, and as well as the construction with that. So that's the kind of score that I get for the Punch Rare Corojo. Guys, for $7 a stick, that's a decent cigar, and that's a decent score. It's not a bad cigar. So, once again, I would get this one again. Definitely a cigar you want to have in the evening. At least that's my opinion. Like I said, I've had it in the morning and in the afternoons, and this is actually the second time that I've actually had it at night, if I'm being honest, as far as the evening as my final cigar for the day. But the draw, guys, was perfect. I mean, not one time did it feel plugged or feel like it was too loose or any of that. It was just good. The presentation was good. You know, no cracks, no splits. It felt pretty full, everything. So like it was scored good on the presentation and on the draw. It just lacked when it came to the flavor, the burn, and also the construction. So guys, that's my thoughts on the Punch Rare Corojo. If you've had this cigar, what are your thoughts about it? Leave it in the comments below. I'll be interested to see, what was your experience with the cigar? Everybody's experience is going to be different. That's not saying that everybody's going to have the same experience I had. Each cigar, guys, is individually rolled. And so, I mean, ain't no telling. If I get this one again, it could be different. So with that being said, guys, I'll catch you next time for the next review as I go through the cigars that I had from the sampler pack. And also, by the way, guys, I've gotten my cigars from Cigar International. That's where I got the sampler from. It's an awesome site, but decent price on cigars. So I would encourage it. I would advise if you get them from online and they ship them to you, to let them sit for a little bit before you smoke them, because they have been mailed, and so you want to get them to the proper humidity. And so that's my advice. But it's your cigar. You spend your money on it. If you want to smoke it as soon as you get it, that's your prerogative. Do your thing. But guys, I am JB, and remember, Jesus is the way. And until next time, peace out.